Welcome, everyone. I want to thank Omega, OMTV, and Omega for allowing me to guest host and guest GM this sport in this running of Tuesday night games, MotherShip, Another Bug Hunt, Chapter 1, Distress Signals. What you guys know was that you were hired in a mass hiring event where you were literally just one after another getting your getting your crew berth, your information, and being loaded directly into cryo slip. All of you is thinking that you were important heavy operators or the maybe the smartest or sharpest scientist or vainest android in the crew. That's sort of as you fell in the cryo sleep, it sort of all went to naysays. You were crowded into this birth-like cryo chamber you've now find yourself sleeping in. What you knew going into this adventure was that 10 years ago, the company detected signs of biochemistry on Samsa VI and decided to send a team to investigate. About a year ago, a skeleton crew of researchers, engineers, and Marines arrived on Samsa VI to establish Greta Base and Heron terraforming station. They discovered a species of arthropods, labeled them carcinids or carcs, and proceeded to terminate them on site. About 9 months ago, the colonists captured a carc larva for experimentation and study, and surely no carcs were harmed in this scientific endeavor. About 6 months ago, Greta Base ceased all communications. 3 months ago was when you were hired and put aboard this ship. 6 weeks ago, you entered the SAMSA system, and the ship found Greta Base unresponsive to the automatic mechanical house. About an hour ago, Moss, the boss, put you into rehate mode as you go into geosynchronous orbit above the planet. And Omega, if you would you roll me a D100 to see how many hours revolution Samsa VI has?
56.
So the day on Samsa VI is 56 hours. And as your ships, the Orpheus, falls into geosynchronous orbit with the planet, you know, or will know, that this time frame will be your time frame to get recovery and rescue from the ship. So as you begin to warm and wake in your cryo chambers, you see this start to go across your interior channel. And if you can see it, folks, it's your mission briefing. And it says the Greta terraforming colony has not made contact in 6 months. The company has hired your crew to rendezvous with Second Lieutenant Kaplan, the Marine commander of the colony, and assist them in repairing the situation. They also ask you to reestablish satellite communications and get the terraformer back online. If all else fails, evacuate Dr. Edom, the mission specialist, as well as the company's synthetic scientific officer, Hinton, or at the very least, retrieve his logic core. And as you come awake from your slumber, feeling the bit of cryo hangover, you start to hear this loud and obnoxious voice start to rattle through the glass of your cryo chamber. Sort of, uh, you're hearing him. You gold brickers, it's time to get up. I want each year's boots ready on the ground and ready for this drop ship in no time at all. You got 20 minutes now. Get moving, get moving. And he comes over to our android in the back of the wall here, who's in the one that character that is not in a cryo chamber, and he says, "Oh, let's see, that's his android, J03, and he plugs him in. Are you functioning, J03? He hollers, J03, are you with us, J03?
All my systems are functional. Is there
It
something I can
appears
assist you with?
Yeah, J03, can you get these landlubbers up with me? And here's a couple stim packs in case they don't feel too good on awakening. Here, let's go over and get these other guys up. J03, I got more mission brief for you later. So then
Engaging crew
Moss comes.
resuscitation.
What was that, Jay?
Engaging crew resuscitation procedures.
So we see the android come over here to someone that looks a little rough and worn, and you guys are all hearing this screaming still. And Moss goes over. Let me get this chief instructor, this Marine up now. Hey, Marine, you go breaking, or you gonna get going? We got a budget to keep. We gotta stay on budget. I don't want to have to wake up too. I don't have to wake up too many people. So get up now. Wake up. Wake up. And what does he see as your cryo chamber? And how do you react to this rather intense individual yelling in your face?
My eyes open abruptly. Yes, sir. On my feet, sir. I get out of my cryo chamber. I'm a little groggy, trying to gain my footing, but not trying to show weakness in front of my superior officer. Grab my glasses. Stand up, put my vest on. I'm ready, sir. What shall we do?
Well, you look like you're standing there in the skivvies. You know, we got some hat suits. Why don't you get these rest? Let me get these guys up. You feeling all right? Let me get the rest of these guys up. Hang on a second now. You know what? I need to get from both my android and my Marine, as you awaken from cryo sickness. Let's have the first rolls of the game, and if you give me a body save, that would be a save stat roll in the sheet there, guys. Against your save statistic there, and it's a body save. So our android was the first to awaken, and let's see. Max Spike.
99, so that's a stress, right?
That's not only a stress. Let's deal with our android first. He's a little easier to manage, it appears.
Yeah.
That's a save. All systems. You were able to recharge out of your pod. You want to describe your pod experience? How you came out of it? Maybe you were had the dream of the blue dream. I don't know. What does an android dream of when he's in cryo shutdown?
My defragmentation process is certainly a unique experience, though I am lacking in descriptive terms.
Very good. And sir, Mr. Max Planck, you not only you're making this interesting, my friend. You not only gain one stress, but you are the first panic roll of the adventure. So please throw that panic roll dice, and you have 3 stress since you start with a minimum of 2. So you need to throw either a 4 or higher, sir. On a 20.
11.
Oh, luckily. Why don't you tell me how you reacted to this coming out of cryo? And as Moss has seen your reaction, he's handing you a stim pack. So you have some maybe curative available to you.
Oh, a stim pack. Thank you, sir. I put it in my pocket for next
Well,
time.
how did that coming out that failed body save affect you, sir? I don't think you're feeling too well. I'm expecting maybe some chunks and plunks, maybe.
I'm sorry, sir. Little groggy. My stomach ain't feeling well. I think that last meal on Tesla 4 wasn't too good. I feel like I need to go to the washroom.
All right, you get over it. Well, we ain't got time for all you gold brickers. So we gotta stay on budget. Remember, it's all about the budget. Let me get this Teamster up over here. We're gonna get him up. Hey, you, wake up. What's your gig? You got lots of stuff that needs fixing around here. Where do you see the dropship you guys gotta drop into it? Oh, God, that could probably use a few little screws and turns as well. Are you gonna get moving now? Yeah, but and what is Moss looking at? He looks at this Teamster here.
Yeah, I just hear my eyes shoot open this, the little paws open. I'm kind of like freezing up a little bit. Like, it's like a little bit intimidating. I'm like, I stumble out of the pod. Like, okay, give me a second.
Body save, sir.
Oh, I make a body save.
Roll the stat save roll on your general character sheet tab.
Okay, stats save.
Can I make a fear save now?
That's a 26. My body's 22.
Okay. That is a failure. Gain 1 stress and tell me how you come out of cryo poorly. And we will take that fear save in a second, Sir Android. Joe 03.
Okay, so basically, I'm just like, as I look at him as I'm getting ready, I'm like, I just throw up like projectile right in his face.
Okay, and I said you guys can occasionally call for a fear or sanity save, and I just heard, I believe it was JO3 asking for a fear save, and why don't you throw that for me, sir?
All right, I had just thrown one. Do you want me to re-roll though?
No, I didn't see it. And that was a
I believe it's right above Cornelius's roll.
no, I see it,
32.
but it wasn't a success or failure.
That's gonna be a failure.
A failure. So since I'm not really sure why you threw that, uh, um, why don't you tell me what's going on with you right now?
Perhaps my routine diagnostics were incorrect in assessing his situation. Perhaps I should have assessed the situation differently. I'll say to myself, kind of introspectively.
Okay. Oh, and guys, I neglected to tell both our audience and our new crew here. When I run games, no matter really what system I play, I like to give everybody a special dark secret role-playing hook, whether it be a personality trait, problem, emotional conflict, drug addiction, fear, phobia, anything like that. And I like to keep a gentleman's or a golf cart agreement with them, in that if you feel you brought that into the story somehow, um, and maybe I don't even know what it is just yet. The other crew members don't because it wasn't shared, and I know our audience has it. But at any time, if you felt like you brought that in previously into the game, you brought that dark secret into the game, either a little or substantially, interestingly or convincingly, then you can at any time, on your sole discretion, ask for a single reroll. So you guys can try and guess what everyone's dark secret is as well, because I think maybe something going on with our Android, not to spoil anything, but just to give everybody a little hoodwink into how I run a game. I think we may have just seen something happen with our Android. So take 1 stress, Mr. Android, as you seem to fidget over the Teamster who has somewhat come out of cryo poorly and has taken 1 stress for that failed body save. and is also given a stim pack by Moss. Here, take this, you little lily lover. You can't even handle a 3-month space journey. Let me get this scientist up. He'll get all you guys straightened out, I'm sure.
Does
Those
he
guys
still
are
have the puke
useless.
on his face?
Say again?
I puked on him like a little
Oh.
projectile shot like a slime ball right on his face.
Oh, Moss. What is going on here? You got, this is good. Oh, I'm gonna mark this down. He's coming out. You'll pay this dry cleaning. Out of this pay. I'm marking that on the budget. On the budget. So then he goes over and, you know what, Mr. Scientist, you've been coming slowly out of it. You've been hearing this noise. You've been looking at this thing going through your deck, and maybe you're looking at all these names and who they are and what your pay is, but none of you has had credits put into your pay accounts prior to joining, and you don't even remember signing a beneficiary to maybe claim that pay if you don't go, but there's some big money on the line here and maybe some room for discovery for a scientist such as yourself. And as Moss comes over and, come on, Mr. Smiley Pants, wake up. What does he see as you are so rudely awakened?
I kind of like lazily just stretch a little and like adjust my glasses and look over at him and sit up, kind of flip my hair back. Are we here finally?
Well, you may have risen rather coolly out of your thing, but we're gonna see what that body save says about your cryo sickness.
And we're going to say, stat save. Is that the one?
Yes, sir. Stat save for a body.
33,
On a.
which is a failure out of 27.
All right, sir. Why don't you take that? Oh, and that is a critical failure, sir, as well.
Yep.
With a 33. I thought somebody was chirping in and maybe helping out their would-be warden. And why don't you take that point of stress first, so you have 3, and then throw that panic roll, sir.
All right. So 1 stress.
Man, you guys are making this fun. I never had this much action this soon in ever.
And let's roll panic. Which one is panic? Is that
There's a panic roll right next to the stat save roll.
Oh,
It is. Oh, sir. And the fact that you took stress first, that means you failed that panic roll.
yep, it got me.
So now you are jumpy. You gain 1 stress. However, all close crew members who we're going to say we'll say Moss, and we'll just say the Marine. I don't think our Teamster is near close enough to you, but the Marine there will gain 2 stress, if you would, Max Blank. And 1 for you, Jonathan Anderson.
What's the stress for? 2 stress?
You got 2 stress because our cool as a cucumber Jonathan Anderson, your scientist, had a panic roll. It's a mechanic in the game, actually.
Yeah.
Had a panic roll and failed it with his roll of 3, which matched his stress level because he acquired that stress point and had to take it prior to his panic roll, which I believe, I would love to hear if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right on the rules there.
Yeah.
Rarely am I right on rules, but I think I am right. And
All right, well,
I'm
I
like,
stand up.
I'm like,
I stand
first,
up and get out of my pod, and I like look at Moss, and I like look at the floor, and then I hit the floor and pass out.
okay. All right, and if you guys would all pay special attention to your trauma responses, it's another little mechanic in the game that hopefully I don't forget about as different things occur, but we'll try and keep a close eye on it. Well, actually, yeah. When our marine panicked, we should have had everybody make a fear save. But we'll just move on from that. It is a little scary in space, though. So, geez, I don't want you dead before you even leave the ship. All right, so you guys are all moving on. Those of you that have failed your stress test, Moss had given you each a stim pack. Did any of you take it?
Take it.
I take it, but I don't use it right now.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Do you use it?
Not right now.
No.
No.
All right, so no one uses it. All right, good enough. All right, so you guys are going in. You're in synchronous orbit, and you're waiting to come up onto the place where you can they could drop you straight down to Greta Base. You got to realize that Monstop's telling you there's a problem with their communications. You see, they've been down for 6 months. But see, the problem is that short range, long range, we're not getting nothing from them, you know? But when you get down there, see, you guys are working off our short range receiver right here. When you get down there, depending on the weather, the atmosphere, our short range most likely isn't going to work for you. It's not going to be able to communicate the receiver spawn. So, you got a breathable atmosphere down there. Now, they went down there trying to terraform the planet. They went down there and they found that the oxygen levels on that planet were full of something called O8. It's called red oxygen. And this is real shit, guys. I'm telling you, it's called red oxygen. The people in the know, though, they call it chubby rain because you see, it's kind of wet. So when they went down there, they were trying to transform this O8 into O2 so it'll be more breathable. We can breathe O8. It's not corrosive or nothing like that to you. If you work out too hard, you get a little extra heavy breathing because it's hard to breathe because it's chubby. Chubby rain. You know what I mean? Chubby rain. Yeah. So you gotta watch out, and that's why the planet's red because it's called red oxygen. Now, it's able to be split and broken down. They were working on that, but who knows? We lost communication. They said they had the O2 levels coming up on the planet, and then all of a sudden, just before we lost contact with them, the O8 levels started coming up again. So we're gonna get you onto the drop ship. We're gonna get you in your hazmat suits. But just down there, you're probably not going to have radio comms until you get the receiver, the short range and the long range receivers of Greta Base working there. Do you understand? Any questions?
No question, sir.
Nah, we got it under control.
Yeah, you understand. You're going to be
Is
fucked
health
with the radio
insurance
comm.
included?
I didn't hear that. Say again.
Is health insurance included?
Well, health insurance you can pay for. I'll let you sign a little something here for me. I'll insure you. You sign away that hazard pay, and I'll put it on the market, and you'll get the return on it if you want.
So is it with the company?
I'm with the company. You sign with me. I'm the company. What do you want? I am the company.
I think I'll wait.
What?
I think I'll wait on it.
Okay. I just got my hearing test, guys. I have a hard time with so talk a little deeper for me. Give me all sexy voice there. But yeah, I'm all good. All right, so he tells you, listen, we're gonna get you into the drop shit. We're just about over the drop site, and we got a couple of guys. Don't forget, if you need us, it's going to be 56 hours before we can drop the drop ship down again. Because as soon as he jumps, he's gone. He's got to get off the planet. All the catches. He's only got a limited amount of burn to catch us in that orbit spin. You know what I'm saying? So as you guys settle down, you have any questions more for Moss? You're all good. All right. He's going to lead you guys to the drop ship, and as he had already indicated previously, the drop ship isn't the the freshest looking vehicle you've ever seen. It's rusty, semi, rusty, crusty. Some of the bolts look like they maybe a bit stripped on some of the things. Some of the Teamsters may have noticed it. And listen, you don't need to just for new people to Mothership. Um, you don't really need to roll unless you really need to roll in this game. We've already had a bit of rolls, but just I want to keep everybody happy, so I'll try and bring there's really no spot hidden rolls to and things like that in this game, so I don't want to disappoint anybody. But as you walk into this this bucket of bolts, should we say? Hello?
Hmm?
I just heard something. As you walk into this bucket of bolts, if you say, I mean, you guys just are like sort of overwhelmed by this smell of like locker room. It smells. It smells. Like a gym though. Not even a football locker room, like a hockey locker room where the sweat is just embedded in the padding and the equipment and everything. I mean, and what is that? You smell fear. And as you guys take your seats and Moss is telling you to strap in, you guys are, looking around fearfully and you see these two guys get on board and Moss introduces them. Hey, listen, this the pilot here, this big good looking fella, his name's Anders, he's the pilot. And his buddy here, we call him Johnny Renfield. He's always got something, he's always moving his jaws. He's chewing gum like, watch out for that gum. He uses it to fix shit half the time. He says, but listen to him. You get him in, and these guys will get you down and up and bring your asses back to me. So, anything you gotta say to me before I leave you to the planet? I'm gonna drop these now, boys. You ready? You ready to have monster money?
I'm ready, sir.
You ready to have monster money? He says.
I'm anxious.
And,
Let's do this.
So Moss jumps out, and you guys hear the doors shut, and it's closing, and it's it's creaking, and you feel the drop ship disengage, and Anna says, "Boys, it's gonna be a bit of a bumpy ride. You see, it's we got a severe tropical storm going down there. That whole planet's like a rainforest, folks. So there's a lot of weather, and this ship, we're going through atmosphere, boys. So let me tell you, smoke them if you got them, and kiss your asses goodbye." And as you hear that, you hear these large, loud screams as it drops from the ship. And you feel it screaming down to the planet. You feel, I mean, the ship's rattling. The belts on your things feel like they're loose 1 second and then squeezing you down another. They're pulling you tight against your seat and then releasing you. It's like, this doesn't feel right to any of you. And you know what? I need a fear save from each of you.
Oof.
I thought you were keeping the rolls to the minimum. Here we go.
These are book rolls.
I'm just kidding. I'm in the 90s. I'm in the 90s today.
I had you good this morning.
I failed mine. Mine's saves 18.
Oh yeah, I failed mine too.
Failure.
Well, no one crit fails. This is a good thing, but you all gain 1 stress. I mean, if you care to tell me how it's affecting you on your each of you, you certainly can if you were, or we could move on.
I'm like shaking as we're going down. You trust this pilot? You trust this pilot? This pilot doesn't know how to fly.
As he's looking at me, looking at that, I'm just like wide-eyed, like my hands are like gripping the safety straps, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, surely, Max, you've been through worse. You've done drops before, right? You've done drops before.
Of course I've done drops before. What do you think?
I think this one sucks because I did my time in the military, and I'll tell you what, this is
the corporation cheaping out, getting crappy rookie pilots.
I don't know. I don't think a good pilot can fly this piece of junk. I think I just saw a piece of it go flying off. Shit.
Shit.
Now he's gonna lean back and like grab a hold of it.
As you guys are all hollering at each other about this, and you're looking forward. You see Renfield and Anders sort of going back and forth, gesticulating, moving their arms, grabbing floors, and all of a sudden, as you're into the atmosphere, you're feeling the pelting of rain. You're hearing the thunder, and seeing through some of the porthole windows. You're seeing streaks of lightning. I mean, it's a spooky scene considering you just woke up like an hour ago at the most, but all of a sudden, this ship just comes to a landing like. It's almost like your cheek hitting a pillow at the end of the evening. Just a soft little landing. He says, "Shit, we'll see how experienced you boys are. I'll see you on the way back. Now get your asses out of here." And Anders says, and he opens the door, and you guys see, like, from as the door opens, it just looks like a lush, rainforest jungle, semi-tropical, in a sense. There's a torrential rainforest. I mean, it's pounding down. I mean, it's puddling. It's puddling. I mean, it's already dripping off the hood of the roof of the drop ship, running into the ship, and it's coming down. He says, "Now get your lazy asses out of here. I'll see you in 55 hours," he says.
Ugh.
So what
Get
do you
up
do?
and walk out.
All right, you guys get out of the.
We're suited up.
Yeah, you guys are wearing your hazmat suits. Uh, we'll say visors down. Your short range comms are working. He did notify that you're kind of working off the short range receiver in the dropship or possibly the orbital orifice.
So we're in
Uh,
hazmat suits.
Well, you don't have to be in your hazmat suit, but you can be in whatever you want. You want to tell me what you're wearing?
Yeah, I'm wearing the hazard suit.
Yeah.
Won't be.
As an android, am I affected by the biologics?
An android would not be affected to rain, weather. There may be biologics that are you're not impervious to, but yeah, you're waterproof essentially. Radiation. You would have issues with.
Can
It
I
would
use
affect.
impacts in the same way that humans can, or no?
I'd say that again.
Can I use stim packs in the same way that a human can?
No, but there is we're going to allow that. Actually, there is a way for an Android to use a stim pack. It's a special stim pack. It's called, actually, I played in a game where I was an Android and a guy gave me one. So, yeah, we're going to allow, and the stim pack will work similarly, but it's just a different type of thing. It's geared towards your biology and mechanics.
Can we heal the android?
I don't know.
Oh, I am not
He's
injured.
not even broke
Do
yet.
you need assistance?
Can we help the android if he gets injured? Is what I'm saying.
I think I can. I have the electronic tool set and the sorted tool bag. The computer.
Well, I mean, I personally am a master of artificial intelligence and helped design some of these brains for these androids. So I was wondering if my skills would be useful in repairing him if something were to happen. And I know that there's another android here, which is one of the reasons I was hired.
Well, I think if we can make it work, we can make it work, I would say. You just went mute. Oh, no, you didn't. I was watching the little screen. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll figure a way to bring your skill sets in and your tool sets if required. I don't know how much time there will be. You're on a short clock now, and who's knows what you're going to find. But I wish you every opportunity to heal each other. Yeah.
Okay, let's get going, guys. First mission.
Madbird, is this the jungle world?
Did you say first mission? You've never been on a mission before?
Well, this is the first job I've had out of college.
What? Really?
Yeah,
Holy
yeah, a special in industrial repair and computer science.
Those are both wonderful fields of study.
those are
I'm sure
great
this is an
fields.
excellent opportunity for you.
Yeah,
You
thank
must
you.
be
I
excited.
enjoyed. I could definitely not hear the sarcasm in the scientist's voice.
Hey, Jay,
No
can you come back
sarcasm.
on camera?
Absolutely not.
Mm.
I'm very impressed by mechanical skills and people working with their hands.
As he's saying that, I'm like, my hands are shakily reaching into like a pocket, pulling out a little sack of candy corn. And you see me a little munching on something you don't see.
Yeah. Joe, I noticed that you were kind of talking to yourself. Is there something wrong with you? Do you need a diagnostic?
I do not believe so, although a quick scan could be beneficial.
Can I check him out?
Sure. You
See if
realize
there's
if
any-
if you're throwing rolls and you're failing, you're gaining stress. You can do whatever you want, though.
I know, but I'm concerned that there may be a tick in our Android.
Okay. Let's look at your sheet here. So you're going to roll me I guess an intelligence roll would be the most appropriate. Let's see what we can add to you. We look at your character sheet
Artificial
here.
intelligence. I have master artificial intelligence. That's my main skill.
How'd
you get all those skills first off? That doesn't look right
That's
to me.
what a scientist gets. I get 2 and 1 train set.
Oh, yeah?
All the way to master.
Scientist also gets one master.
Okay. All right, so roll that with either minus 20 or plus 20 on your skills number there. On either 73 or however you want to do it.
So that's 60. So yeah.
Yeah, you rolled under. And I don't know if there's anything wrong with our Android, tell you the truth. I mean, I guess our Android could tell us.
I do have a cybernetic diagnostic scanner and a computer to plug directly into him, also to detect him.
Okay,
Would
well,
this be an appropriate time to speak out of character, or should I try to go in character for this?
you can do whatever you want to do, because I'm not really sure where we're going with this.
Okay. Well, I mean, if he's got all that equipment, is it okay if I tell him some stuff?
Yeah, you can reveal. Do your role.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, you're looking through the diagnostic systems and you find that there is some kind of a root bug in my core logic systems, which is manifesting itself as a kind of paranoia or self-doubt in my decision-making capabilities.
Is it possible for me to fix this?
I will allow you to fix it, and you're gonna have to roll it. Let me see. Let me look at the. Let me look at your sheet again here, and we're gonna do it the same way. The intellect with the AI.
Okay. Well, let's not screw this one up.
And you know what? Let's see. Yeah, it's straight roll.
Yep. 50.
All right. Well, tell me what you do and how you resolve it. I guess you could diagnose, but
Well, here's
this
Joe.
is your story, guys.
It appears, Joe, that you have contracted a paranoia bug. I'm not sure exactly how that. Are you self-doubting yourself? That seems unusual for an android. I think we can clean that right up if we just do a little tweak right here. You see a spark fly. It's like, yep, a little twitch there. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, how does that feel?
You know, I probably should have made this roll at disadvantage, considering you're doing this in the pouring rain and storm. But it seems like our android is feeling better, I guess.
My systems no longer show any signs of doubt.
I hope not. I helped design your brain type.
Fascinating.
All right, Joe, that's
Thank
fantastic.
Thank you.
That is
I know you're
fantastic.
engrossed in your conversation, but can we get going? It's gonna be cold out, even with the hazard suit on. I don't like being out here too long.
I walk over to Joe 3, and you know what, Joe? Is it Joe or Joe 3 or what do you call yourself?
Joe allows me to feel like one of the crew and humanizes me in a way that's unique.
You know, I don't trust androids.
It is natural to express this sort of fear around robotics, especially synthetic humanoids. I understand your concerns.
I don't trust anybody smarter than me made of metal. And you know what? I was on a ship one time, and the android went nuts. Maybe he got hacked by pirates or something, and they killed the whole crew. Damn thing. I was the only one that survived. And you know why I survived?
Because he hit the trash compartment?
You know why I survived, Joe? Because I don't
Is it
trust...
due to your persistence and fear?
No, it's because I don't trust androids. That's why. And I just walk away.
It's okay, Jed. I trust you. I pat him on the back and say, some of my best friends are synthetics. These Marines are all paranoid.
I love that statement. Some of my best friends are android.
Well, you guys see that you have like landed in a landing zone. Like there's a modular prefab base here that's you can see it in the far distance with some lights. It's about a half a click maybe to the Greta base from the landing zone. There's some tumorous vines and everything just seems to be like almost deserted, like it's been deserted and it's been overgrown. You're starting to notice some garbled transmissions from the rain and the fact that Anders did not lie. As you guys were reprogramming your android, the dropship took off and you saw it make its burn to catch up to the orbit of the Orpheus. As you guys are, looking around the area there, you see that there's thick mud everywhere, and you do see from this sort of landing area, this landing dock, you do see like ATV, heavy equipment, not all-terrain vehicles, but APC, armored personnel carriers, tracks that lead, from the airlock directly to towards the base. In the distance you can see, lights, but they appear to be, sort of in that emergency low mode where they're just occasionally blinking, and there's very dim lighting on the outside. That it's about a half a click, north of you.
I really hope it's just a maintenance malfunction.
Like I said, it appears that the landing zone here, it appears like it's been for some time. There's been with a jungle border, you have to to keep it off the landing pad there. You got to keep constant attention to it. And just like your yard in the summertime, you know what I'm saying? You got to pay, or you look like one of those neighbors. And that's obvious. These people look like one of those neighbors right now because there's vines and grass and things growing, and even it appears as if there's like sticks and on the roof of the small little landing pad office there. So what do you guys want to do?
Well, everybody, the company made me in charge of security. So, when I say run, you run. When I say fight, you fight. When I say hide, you hide. Understand?
So you tell us what this shit as well.
Yeah,
When
if
I
I
say
say
shit,
We understand that you're in charge of security, so go on in through the door up front. We're waiting.
yeah, I guess we'll go
When
in
I-
through the front door.
when I say shit, you say what color?
Yeah. If I say get me a coffee, you go get me a coffee.
I'm
Right?
not getting you a coffee.
No, Joe
So-
will get me a coffee.
So you guys start making your way through this thick mud. It's so thick that you know it would be hard to run in it. The deep tracks, even the deep tracks that are there, they've been there and they're starting to, be worn away by the mud and rain and such. But just like you would on a normal country path, you stay in those tracks. It makes your walking a little easier. You're about a quarter click from the Mega. Maybe zoom down on that image for Twitch. Um, um, as you make your about a quarter click from the base, from the Greta base, you see a fork in the road, and the fork seems to lead around the back of the base. It goes to the you guys are sort of heading due north to the airlock door, and the fork goes to the we call it, I guess that would be the west, and it goes around the west end of the building and around to the back. Moss didn't give you the schematics of this, but you do have the schematics here. You each had those on your electronic pad or on your arm little display. But sadly, he didn't label anything for you. But you do see the entrance, the airlock, as you sort of are at that fork. And what do you guys want to do? Do you want to continue to the airlock, or do you want to follow the APC tracks around the back of the building?
I'd rather go to the front door. I don't want to sneak around the place.
All right, so you guys.
If you're called Sarge, what rank are you anyway?
Sarge.
I'm just a lieutenant. I'm just a lieutenant.
Lieutenant. I was a lieutenant also. It's
Yeah.
a pleasure, sir.
Well,
What's your call here?
my call here is my duty, and I'm trying to increase my rank. And I complete this mission, I increase my rank. So I agree. I think we should go cautiously through the front door. Anybody have a problem with that?
No, lead on, sir.
No.
So I do kind of grab the gun that I'm carrying and hold it up. This looks kind of suspicious to me.
Yeah.
It's awfully dark in there.
All I got is a pistol. That's it.
You have a submachine gun
You
as
have a
well.
submachine gun.
Your
Oh, do I?
loadout. Yeah, that came up
The
in.
company gave us a submachine gun and a
Oh, that's cool.
hazard.
I guess that would help.
If you look in your notes, guys, there are 3 notes there for you. There's a Samsa VI timeline. You could share them with the crowd too, Omega. There's a job description, and then there's your own little copy of the Greta base map there for you so far. And in that job description, it says what the company provided you with. They gave you 2 months of salary, 1 month of hazard pay, transportation to and from Samsa VI, as well as 1 hazard suit, a submachine gun with 3 magazines, which each magazine has 5 rounds each in it, a first aid kit, and a stim pack per crew member. So that is all in your possession, along with any of the gear you had in your rollout. So you guys show up to the front door of the airlock there, and you see that it is an airlock, but it is not it does not appear to be a compression lock. It's more of a clean and clear chamber, and just to maintain a private environment inside, because the pressure on the planet is Earth pressure, standard gravity. So as you get up to the door, you see that it appears a bit rusty, a little worse for wear, a little worn down. Rust is creeping down, and that's it appears to be reinforced steel. Is this exterior door? So there is, there's a key lock on it that appears to be flashing red. Um, and again, Moss didn't provide you with a key card for whatever reason. Maybe the coating and the plastic card would have been a budgetary constraint. You don't know. I mean, Moss was concerned about budget. You remember, and so you're standing here with a key card, unable to apparently get into your mission location. What do you want to do?
Well, I guess this is where I come in. I come in with my bag tools. Is there like any way to take out the key card panel?
Yeah, you can certainly remove it. It's just like any other sort of entry door you see in an office building. Uh, it's not built in. It is an exterior piece that's been attached to the exterior chamber.
So I just take off the top. I take off the cover of it. Look to check if all the wires are okay.
All the wires appear fine. It just appears as if you need to get current access.
I look at the magnetic card reader sort of thing. You know, the thing that recognizes the stuff.
Yep.
Android, are you particularly good in computers or something like that, like onboard shit?
Absolutely. I can assist with a variety of functions.
I kind of take off the whole thing. Well, they got a port for this wire here, which is like the wire connecting to the key card reader.
Well, our Android certainly has some mathematics and computer skills, but I don't know. There may be somebody more adept at handling that.
Does anyone got a port for this wire?
I can probably hack it with my computer.
Well, no, you really need to hack it. I was just making sure they make the card registerable to this system to make it a bit more easier than just to damage the system in case we need to lock it again. Just going to be giving keycard access to the card that we have.
Do we have a card? Did we have a card?
Yes, we do. I believe the one that doesn't work.
I don't know where you got that from.
Wait, didn't he give us to us?
No, I just said Moss didn't give you anything.
You didn't give us a card.
Okay, fine. I guess we're hacking it.
It's nice to not hear that Moss screaming at us anymore.
Oh God, I was so glad when he got out that ship and shut the door. I was like, it's like his mouth was just going shutting right there with it. It was great.
I puked out.
Perhaps it
Nobody's
was-
charging me for the dry cleaning.
It probably is. Yeah, he's probably taking it off of your pay. All right, let me see if I can hack into this. Okay, so
Does he have bonus with this tool?
He gets. I'll let him with the tools that you provided and assistance. I'll let him roll at advantage, and he's going to get a 15% bump already to his intellect because of his hacking. So you can roll for a 68 or less, and
Can I-
throw that as a stat save advantage roll.
Can I
Jonathan.
also assist since I have some computer skills myself?
No, we're going to throw this as one roll, and he's getting the advantage because of you.
Okay.
Unless you guys want to roll one each, you can do it that way.
No, I'll let him do it. Like the one that's super stressed.
You don't have the numbers for it, so that
so
looks
yeah,
like a
38.
success. Yeah, and just wanted to make sure the other wasn't a crit. Yeah, so you are able to hack that thing, and you hear the machinations of the somewhat rusted door start to open, and the lights are flashing, and you see some flashing. Oh no, I'm sorry, in the wrong scene, guys. Don't look at that. Oh, I didn't switch these anyway. We're good. Yeah, so you guys enter into the main airlock room, and you see like muddy floors everywhere. You see storage lockers on the inside, and you sort of open the door, and well, let's just guys. You see that?
Yeah. Very cool, man.
Yeah, so you sort
That's
of
really cool.
open the door and you're flashing in, and the lights are faulty and off or flashing on and out, and as you enter into there, uh, there's an interior door as well that it remains closed, and on the sides of these walls, as you guys um, sort of make your way in and start looking at the walls and the thing, you see large storage lockers on each side where people would store their their outside gear, their boots or whatever. And what you notice, well, what do you guys do first off?
Be
Well, I kind
quiet.
of stand back and I motion for the lieutenant to go right ahead of us, since he's leading security.
And I walk in and how's the lighting in here?
The lighting, it's not like the image I showed you. It's more like, I'll show you. It's well, in this room it's dark in the main entranceway. Like it was like I showed you the video, the guys walking in. It's dark in there for some reason. There's no lighting, but you can see as you look through the porthole of the far room, you'll see that the lighting is more akin to like this. These prefab buildings do have windows in them, so there are views to the outside and such. But yeah, you're getting like emergency lighting only. It's flickering. It's not that it's dark, you can see, but the shadows do play worry on your vision and minds, we'll say.
Okay, and I'm like, quiet, everybody. And I'm listening quietly. Do I hear anything in the distance?
You don't hear anything other than the muffled breathing between yourselves. And listen, guys, you just realized that your short range comms are no longer working between each other. The two people that were in military, maybe some long-term performers on the crew as well, who've been on many missions, might know some simple hand language to communicate. But you do see that you hear the last few cracklings of as you're communicating, but they all start to die, and you realize that that drop ship is now out of your thing, and you guys are here on Samsa VI and unable to phone home.
Is short comms between each other still working?
No, those short range comms are all dependent, as I said in the beginning, upon a receiver that is no longer is not operational, possibly here in Greta, and the one that you guys were funneling off of has departed with the dropship.
Is there anything? Oh, sorry, you go first.
Well, I go to Jonathan Anderson, and he can't hear me, so I'm pointing, like, should I take my helmet off? Can I take my helmet off? I'm trying to mime it.
You guys
I'll shake my head. I mean, but can he hear me if I talk loud, or since he's right in front of me?
I mean, I think it would be possible, but not the most clearest way to communicate. I mean, if you're screaming yes, I think you would get that, shaking your head. But you guys are told by
Word answers.
I'll
Yeah.
flip open my portable computer and I'll type out. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't know what they've terraformed on here.
well,
And I heard that to him.
you were told before by Moss, and informed that the atmosphere was breathable, that it was a combination of typical Earth gases, but the O2 level, the oxygen level, was a combination of O8 and O2. O8 is breathable; it's just a little heavier with moisture. And he said that it could affect you in strenuous activity.
And
So that was
so
all.
I'm gonna take.
And listen, our android or our scientist or whoever has appropriate gear could, our android could do it, or I believe our teamster may have some gear. You can certainly do an analytical study of the atmosphere if it's breathable. I mean, you guys, it's your game. You make it. I'm not going to call you on trying to do something creative. You know what I'm saying?
Is there anything else in the main room? Is like a computer station or anything that still has power?
Not in this room. You can't see anything. This is a like a locker room essentially for the entranceway. It's like the mud room. You know what I'm saying?
Let's keep moving forward. I'm like something like yelling this through the muffled hazard
I'm
suit.
gonna type out.
There
I'm
may
gonna
be,
type
there may
out.
be a computer station which I can get a receiver going for our comms.
Yeah,
You
I'm gonna
guys
type
see
out
that?
and
You
say
guys
to
see?
him on my computer. I'm gonna say, can you do an atmosphere test to see if we're clean? Are you able to do that?
Our android probably could. And I don't know. Our Teamster has some cool tools. I don't know what he.
Yeah, I thought the Teamster might be able to do it because
No, I do not. I'm yelling this is. I do not have any of that equipment. It's
No, he has an
mostly
electronic
repair
tool set.
tools.
Yeah. No, but our android can do it. He could do an atmospheric check.
yeah. So I hold it up to Joe and
But maybe he doesn't want to risk gaining stress.
I'll start typing really quickly whatever I can read from their lips as they're trying to communicate ineffectively through their helmets, and I'll display the readouts to one another to assist the conversation, and then I'll immediately start going to work collecting samples with my sample tubes.
Okay. You can roll. Give me that intellect roll with computers. So that's 47, and I'm gonna let you throw that at advantage as well. So
Okay,
throw the
yeah, I was thinking
stats.
either linguistics or computers would work.
Oh, I thought you were saying you were doing sample. So this is for the sample. You're able to do
Got it.
the comm stuff certainly. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, something with computers then. I'll take the data, I'll input it into the computer, I'll show it to the scientist.
And throw me that roll. Stat
Okay,
save roll.
stat save advantage, right?
Yes, sir.
QQ.
Damn. And you were looking for a. You know what? Every failure is not in MotherShip. Every failure is not a total failure. So what you're able to tell on here is that um, like exactly what Moss told you, that this is a totally acceptable, breathable, living atmosphere for all bodies. You don't anticipate, unless someone has existing medical conditions, that uh, it would cause any undue harm to a humanoid person. They could feel extra stress while during exertion. However, the fact that you need to take one stress for that failure, sir, and that stress is going to be, or not the stress, but the failure. Um, Let me see if I'm doing this right. Yeah, since I'm giving you the success, I'm going to have something. I gave you the information. We're going to say that um, as you're taking this sample, some of that O8 chubby moisture oxygen didn't necessarily, it sort of reprogrammed your analysis. And this is going to be not known in the game. It's meta for you guys. But your atmospheric and maybe your sampling equipment has been slightly older. But we're going to say no one knows that. Okay, not even yourself, Joe. J03. Okay.
so I
Okay.
hold a thumbs up.
I didn't hear that. Sorry.
I hold a thumbs up to everyone. I go ahead and take off my helmet because Joe's saying that everything looks good.
All right. And as you guys sort of take off your helmets, if you all do,
I'm
and
not.
you can,
My helmet's still on. I don't trust the analysis. I'm too paranoid for that.
I'm like,
all right.
I'm going to Cornelius. Take off your helmet. We're all in this together. We need to communicate. If we die, we die.
work just fine with the helmet on. I'd rather not take any unnecessary risks.
What's he saying?
We can't
I'd
complete the
rather not
mission
take-
without communication.
We can't hear you.
I forgot. I just walk forward and like push aside. And I'm like, I'm going forward.
As you guys, the ones that had taken in our android, was our android wearing a hazmat suit or no?
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys, lift up, maybe you just lift up your visor so you can talk. You're still wearing your helmets, maybe. You see, as you look at these lockers a little closer, you get a better, the glare, the reflection off the camera, the shadows, sort of clear. And you see that some of these lockers have like deep indentations in the door, like I don't know, maybe someone was slamming it with something. Somebody got angry. You're thinking, you all, bang something before in a fit of rage, right? And as you're looking at these, sort of dents in the lockers, you see that there's appears to be like a giant claw mark in one of them, like three just rips straight down this locker, and like pushing like the metal's pushed in, so it looked like it just it didn't come from the inside of the locker. It was like something just scraped it, and yeah, that's what you're seeing there. And uh I think you guys are. There's no fear save there, but I think the tension may be rising. But did I hear that our Teamster made his way to the end of the airlock tunnel there?
Yeah, I did because I was pissed off because they were like, "Whoa, can't hear you."
Yeah. So what do you call it? So you're standing at that door, and there is an interior door, and you see a signage on there. Do not open with exterior door open.
I kind of
And
walk.
good.
After I see that, I kind of like walk back and like I'm walking through the guys, and they just look at me silently, and I was like, close the exterior door behind us.
All right. Since you were involved in that sort of hacking of the front door, you figured it out, and your Teamster brain certainly understands the workings now with the little coded help from your friend. And you hear that door creaking shut again, and as that creaks shut, you hear a click on that front door, the interior door. Those closest to it hear it first, and you guys can certainly look through the porthole, and what you're seeing is, like I said, that crazy lighting, and what appears to be maybe the commissary of or the main dining room of the quarters. And you're seeing a room that looks, like I said, bear with me that the lighting isn't similar, but the lights are shady and shadowy and flashing on and off. But you're seeing this main commissary area through the porthole, and you're able to open that door if you want.
Max, I don't think we have to worry about the atmosphere. And I point over to the huge claw marks ripped into the steel.
Yeah, I think we have to worry about that.
Yeah. I think that's one of those big bugs that they said that they were killing off indiscriminately.
Well, when they said big,
Nope.
I didn't think it'd be that big.
If those bugs are smart, because they've been living here for a while, there could be a lot of trouble here. And I don't like bugs. Don't like bugs in computers. Don't like bugs walking around in real life. Don't like ones that take over stations.
I don't like bugs either, to be honest with you. But maybe
All right.
maybe the android. Bugs don't like metal androids, do they? Maybe we could have him lead.
I don't think these bugs are going to discriminate. He looks like one of us.
Bugs are a common fear among personnel. This is a typical issue. However, I do not suffer from such fears.
Does the android have a weapon? Does he also carry a submachine gun?
Yeah, you see him equipped with a foam gun right now, but the submachine gun's strapped to his back.
I like reach down at my side, and I have like a really big metal knife, and I hand it to you and say, "This might be good for you."
I'll give you a big affirmative nod and take the knife.
I'm like, Jonathan, are you nuts? Are you fucking nuts? You giving that android that big knife?
I can do a lot more to those bugs if he can hack them to pieces. If we run out of ammo, we're going to be in trouble, and you know that.
Yeah, you turn your back, and that android just flips a switch, and that knife will be in your back.
I've literally seen into his brain. He's fine. He's good.
You sure about that?
Generation J androids are familiar with and are trained in various forms of weapon combat.
You better be sure about that, John. Better
I'm
be
sure about this one. He's not one of those inferior models that were running around before. He's got the new type of brain.
Well. So, Joe, do you want to take the lead, or should we let Cornelius take the lead?
Cornelius is looking in the back and saying muffling himself, still a little bit angry, still about the joke, so he's just like pouting a bit, not really saying much.
I nod to you, Cornelius, to open the door.
And I'm like, why? You're the sergeant, you should lead.
I would like to remind the crew that we ought to find Second Lieutenant Kaplan as quickly as possible, and if he is indisposed at the moment, we ought to move to retrieve the logic core immediately.
I agree with that, in theory, but my self-preservation says we need to find a communication array or some way to communicate. And if we find them along the way, that'll be great.
Updating mission parameters.
Yes, isn't our
Line
mission
communications array.
Yeah, turn on the
Yeah, we were
communication
supposed to
arrays.
set up communications. Yeah. So, Joe, if you wouldn't mind, I guess step on up ahead.
So you guys do hear something now. It appears to be coming from the back door of the door of the airlock, the exterior door. You hear a large crash. And you remember there was no window on that exterior door when we entered. It was the one place that didn't have a thing. But yeah, you're hearing a rather loud booming. And you know what? I want you all to give me a fear save because you are all deep in your conversation about figuring whether or not you want to open a freaking door. And yeah, so give me that fear save, boys. Oh,
I failed.
Oh,
I
God,
failed too.
99? No, 69, okay.
69. You wish. So first off, when that was our fear save. That was a crit failure for our android. And listen, you all have to throw a disadvantage, and even though you all lost again, because when a fear save is made by an android, fear saves made by close players are at disadvantage. So we'll get to the crit failure of our android, but let me have another stat save roll, fear save from the three of you, Cornelius, Max, and Jonathan. That's not a crit. That's not a crit.
Going for crits here, aren't you?
And that is not a crit. All right. So all of you three, please take a stress. Our android also please take a stress. And our android needs to roll a panic roll now for that crit failure.
Shit, I'm at 7 stress already.
What is your stress level, Mr. Android? Let me see. Did you take that point first?
Yeah, I took the point already.
And you're at 6?
Yep.
And so you're good. Yeah, you're good. You 6 or less, you're fine. But if anyone would tell me how that booming sound affected you, you certainly can. But it sounded like you were sending our teamster to open that door finally. Are we going to open that door, gentlemen? Or are we going to keep throwing a D6 to see for random encounters?
Okay, go
I'm
ahead,
screaming
open the
loud,
door.
open that damn door, Cornelius, so he could try to hear
Joe's
me.
gonna just push past and open
I
the
push
door.
him like, you open the fucking door.
Joe, have you got the door?
Yep, I'm opening the door.
All right. So as you guys enter into the commissary, again, it's flashing lights, but the room looks more like it, and it's a total mess. It's not as neat and tidy as this certainly is. But as you walk in there, what you're seeing is a ransacked mess hall and rec room. The lights are flickering. The place is a mess. You see this banner that's hanging. It seems to be like partially torn down, hanging from the ceiling, and it says "Happy Birthday, Olson." Right? You also, as you're looking around, you're looking up at this thing, it draws your eyes up. You see that there's bullet holes in the ceiling and rain, from the rain that was pouring down outside. It's just leaking through these bullet holes. You see empty cups, dishware, broken glass. It looks like a fucking frat party. I think our teamster just coming out of school knows what it's all about. There's bullet casings. There's blood splatter. There's bullet holes. You see the furniture. The furniture seems like it was ripped up with like climbing axes. Just torn and ripped apart. Uh, and then all of a sudden, you guys see this head laying in the center of the floor. It looks like it's been literally ripped ripped from its skull. And I'll put something on there. It may not look as desiccated as this character that I was playing the other day, but you see this head sort of laying on the ground, a bit desiccated and worse for wear, and it looks like it was just ripped from its skin. What do you guys do?
uh,
I think we need to move quickly.
Identify. Identify.
Let me tell you a little more, guys. What you see too as you continue. I'm not gonna, you guys just in a fear state, so your adrenaline's already up and sort of got you on high margin for shock, considering you all just failed. So I think another one was required so quickly. But let me go back over to the map page here, if you would. And what you guys see you guys are in this main room right here, right? You see that where it's blinking now? That's the main commissary where you're at. Over here, where it exits to the that would be the west, the the southwest a bit. You see a makeshift barricade. It looks like tables, couches, chairs, and it's been all pushed against there. You're seeing, there is some signage in the base as well, and it says crew quarters. It says crew quarters, armory, garage, on this little plaque that leads out of that one chamber that heads off to the west. Um, you do see, you see that first. That's especially the tactical people see that it appears that it looks like there is a barricade formed there, and it looks like maybe they barricaded themselves in here from the way that the barricade appears to be trying to stop anything from getting into the commissary. um You do see, like I said, in the mess, there's like upturned tables. You see food. Over in the corner of the room, over in say like the northeastern corner of the room, you see like a table and a chair, and it's like another pile of detritus to there. And whether it was a bunker or another blockade, but it is north and not really where you see another entrance that says pantry, freezer.
This is whatever went down in here. I don't think we got the manpower to handle it.
I don't think we have a choice. We got to survive for 54 and a half hours.
What?
There's not even a window, and if we don't get this communication array up, we're not going anywhere.
Damn
Let's
corporation.
figure out where it's at.
Is there
What
any?
is-
Is there? I look around. Is there any indication like there's a computer around here or a way to the communication array?
Uh, I mean, there's certainly not a communication array here. You may see you do see a touch screen display in the commissary over by what appears to maybe be a coffee machine and like that. Um, it's powered down like much of the other equipment you see around the base. There's even very few standby lights going. So it's definitely on low power shutdown ER mode. The thing, but you can, if you want to take the time there, it doesn't appear to be a very sophisticated setup. It may even be something related to food service, but you could certainly, if you want to try and look at that, that's available. Like I said, in the room, you got the barricade blocking where it heads to the crew quarters, armory, and garage. Heading out, yeah, as you're up there in the upper corner, and you see like the table overturned in that northeast corner of the room. There is another chamber there with a plaque on that wall, and that says command center. With a little arrow pointing forward. So you really have crew quarters, armory, and garage on the western wing of the base. On the northernmost wing of the base, you have the control center, which it says, and then in the lower east southeastern corner, you have what says the plaque that says pantry and freezer. There.
I suggest, I'm like buffling through my helmet, we go to the command center so I can at least try to get comms up.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
There's an 8-to-1 probability that Second Lieutenant Kaplan is located in the command center.
Well, then we kill two birds with one stone. I'd really like to get credit after this, since we're gonna probably head back to college.
You guys are smelling some funk in this room as well. You don't know if it's like you see like what's probably part of was Olson's birthday cake. You see green penicillin growing on it, green bread mold already on the cake pieces. Kicking it off your floors. Even the icing appears hard, but the smell isn't really of you know decaying food. It's more akin to decaying flesh.
Well, there's
I
a
don't
head.
care to. Let's just get going. Max,
There-
why don't you
there's a
leave
head.
this time?
Is there a body to go with that head we see?
Well, you guys are just standing in the room, chawing at each other. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, let's
I'm
go. Let's
moving
go to
forward
the
to where
command
I
center.
said. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, let's go to the command center.
Yeah, that's where I'm headed.
Am
Towards
I
the,
able
the
to
command center.
identify the severed head? Do I have a database? Can I check across some kind of facial recognition?
You don't have facial recognition software ability on that, but you really, I mean, you're looking at the head. You do see that as you look close at the head, it appears that there's like thin little, almost maybe paper cuts all over the face, and Yeah, that's what you see on the head, at least.
I'd like to take samples.
Okay, you can take samples of what, the flesh and the blood and the tissue matter by the wound.
Certainly the tissue matter. Did you mention that there was any sort of a foreign substance or just the cuts?
You just saw like little thin little paper cuts all over the face and remaining parts of the neck, and the head appeared to be torn, literally torn from the body. It's
Okay.
serrated looking and nasty and
Yeah,
very vicious looking tear.
small tissue sample in that case.
Okay. Do any else other than going to the and every room you need to do? There's doors on every chamber. It's set up like a bit like a submarine in case they gotta close hatches for emergencies. So I had heard. Why don't we throw some tokens on the board so I know what everyone's doing? If you go to the tokens tab on your right, you'll see a tokens folder come up, and you can pull your tokens right onto the screen, and then you could click on them and shrink them. Make them smaller, bigger, rotate them. I'll do all kinds of things with them.
I'm like, Cornelius, take that damn helmet off. I'm screaming at him.
Fuck no! I don't want to die.
We're all gonna
Well,
die.
If
We're all gonna
we
die.
can't communicate with you, you're
If you-
definitely going to die.
I
Yeah,
order you.
okay.
I order you to take that helmet off, or I'll take it off for you.
I'll shoot. I swear to God, I'll shoot you with my fucking rigging gun if you hit to try to hit me. I swear to God, if you try to trap me, I swear to God, I'll shoot you.
My gun's bigger.
Yeah, they pull out like a harpoon gun. I can pin your ass.
You bastard. Oh,
He
okay.
does have a rather nasty piece of equipment called a rigging gun. But it's only got one shot loaded in it. So
Yeah, if I
Yeah.
hit that, it's very. It's
to
very
each their own. Yeah.
Well,
So actually, our Max Planck is standing right where that upturned table is, and as he's standing there, you notice that there's an arm protruding, like out from the side of that table, and the sort of the covered mess. And yeah, I mean, do you take a step behind to take a peek at that?
yeah, I'm gonna take a look at it. Why not?
Well, it looks like you found the headless corpse to the head that you had seen upon walking into the room. The body's in fatigues. There's a gigantic hole in the neck, and the body, just like on the face, you see on the exposed parts of the arms, and maybe some of the upper chest. You see these paper cuts everywhere, and yeah, it looks like where the head's been ripped off, the neck's gone, and it just looks like there's a gaping hole sitting there.
I'm like,
Do you want to look at it?
Doctor. John, you're the doctor, right? You're Dr. John? PhD?
I am Dr. John.
Get over here.
Your guy.
Tell me, what are we dealing with here? What can do such a thing to the body?
I would probably know a little bit about it. I don't know. It looks like some kind of exposure to something, but something like this, it looks like something literally knocked his head off. I mean, we don't know what these bugs are that they had, these carts or whatever they were calling them. We don't know what these things are. They said they were killing them indiscriminately. Maybe they bit off more than they could chew.
Once you kind of look at this body, you see sort of hanging down into the chest cavity. It almost appears like it's hollowed out. But what grabbed your attention wasn't the ick in it, the ichor or ick of the blood and entrails, but something flashed, something shiny from inside, and the body just appears as if it was like almost like a husk now. It's like empty, like desiccated even, and just an empty husk inside. But you do see something flashing, sort of, just maybe in the where would be the back of the neck cavity in the chest, like laying there, and it appears just to be a little, maybe a piece of metal or something.
Okay, I'm gonna take my light and shine down. I don't want to get way too close to it or anything, and I'm gonna flip my, my visor back down and kind of lean a little closer and look and see if I can tell what it is.
As you do that, you see, you look over at Max Planck, and you see something similar hanging around the neck of Max Planck, dangling from his thing. As you move your head and the positional flashlight on your shoulder moves, it picks up his dog tags, and you look down again into the body of this person, and you see the chain
Uh,
and the two,
and I grab the chain and pull it up and look.
and you look and you see that you have the dog tags of Lieutenant Lance Corporal Xavier. Lance Corporal Xavier seems to have been dried out
Well,
from a
Lieutenant, he
disease.
gave his life.
Can't even recognize his body. It's a shame. Give me the tags. I'll give it to my commanding officer when we get
And
back.
to you.
Both my Marine Max Planck and my doctor. If you would give me a sanity save, please.
Do we get advantage on this since we were both in the military and have done fighting and stuff?
I'll allow that, or maybe you're holding your lucky trinket in your hand to sort of grip with this this thing. So, yeah, rather than making it in a mechanic of just past experience, I prefer you give me a role playing hook to make that advantage. Like maybe. Maybe your kukri would have lent you support if it hadn't been given to the android, or maybe your patch marine. You look at your, yeah, you know what I'm saying there, guys. Huh? So you certainly can have advantage, but make it work for me.
All right. When I look up and I hand him a dog tags, I like give him the Catholic cross and say, "May he rest in peace." And I kind of turn away.
All right. So
And I,
you brought back some of your beliefs into to setting this poor soul to rest and throw that advantage roll, sir.
Probably not going to help.
And Max Planck, what about you, sir?
I grab the tag, leave one on the body, and it angers me and inspires me for revenge, to avenge his death, and I get a inspiration to inspiration of courage builds up inside me.
Okay, throw me that advantage sanity save. Now,
Yeah, I do it. Oh, I tied. What's a tie?
that's good. And tie's good.
Okay.
And I just want to say, yeah, that was advantage. So you don't have to. That 77 doesn't count. That's good. That 77 didn't count, Jonathan. That would have been another crit. So, but you do fail. Oh, wait a second. You did fail. No, you
I
took
did
advantage.
fail,
So
but
you get
I
to
took a
take the
stress
better one.
point.
Yeah, just 1 point. And you succeeded, Max. So, Jonathan, how are you impacted by that stress, and what level you're up to, actually?
I'm at 6 now.
Okay.
I'm obviously shaken, and for someone of complete scientific belief to be calling upon a supreme being, it's showing, and I kind of visibly shake for just a second before I turn away, and I try not to let Max see that, but yeah, if he's paying any attention, he'll catch it.
As our android and our teamster had sort of tried to move forward to keep the mission on track, our android and most likely our teamster as well hear like the sound of metal convulsing, like the sound of an old thunder machine or a cheap thin thin metal being bent and bended, or maybe it's even the sound of the wind and weather itself on the the somewhat now rusting prefab structures. But that sound is certainly coming from the end of this hallway as you stand outside the front door to the command center. And if you would, if you'd like to peek in the window, I'll give you a quick look at it.
Android, why
So we're
don't you
not
go
in
look
the
in?
command center yet, right? We're
No,
just
no, you're in the hallway there between the command center and the commissary. Both my android and my teamster are in that general direction, and my doctor and marine are in the corner of the commissary still. So you guys are right there in the hall, we'll say.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for
Why,
clarifying.
why don't you take a look at the inside the command center, Android? You don't really gotta. You go do it. Yeah, you go do it.
I would be eager to assist you in that matter.
Thank you.
I open the door.
Oh well, you opened the door straight away. Very good. And let me see. Here's my command center. I was going to give you a peek by just looking in the window, but you open the command center, and 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 this is the central nervous system. You can tell our Teamster's eyes lit up. Our android's eyes looks like he's in a baby android toy store, and he sees all these computers. Both of you are seeing this. It's this. You can tell it's the central nervous system of the base and the primary communication station for the company. The first thing you notice at the main terminal desk, we'll say here, is there's a marine corpse slumped over the controls. Everywhere else, the computer terminals, the outlets, all the displays. It seems like everything was smashed, uh, just destroyed. You don't know if it was shot or what, but it looks a total fucking shit show in here. Like all hell went to booth. But the main thing certainly that grabbed your attention was a slumped over, leaning over the display of a a marine corpse.
J3, why don't you look for this case signs for breached entry? I'm gonna go find the least damaged computer to see if I can get it running.
Well, let me see what my before we move forward. Let me see what my marine and good doctor are up to. Are they going to search that body of was it Lance Corporal Xavier? You going to search that any further, or are you going to follow your compatriots to the command center?
Oh no, it's my duty to definitely search to see if there's any notes or information that the soldier left behind that might want us to find. So I'm searching his body for sure.
All right,
Yeah, I'm keeping watch. I'm kind of paranoid at the moment, and since he's kind of exposed, I'm going to be kind of keeping watch around us.
I just put something into your campaign notes, and what you find as you open this. Well, why don't you tell me what you find as you open that piece of paper? It would be just above Greta Base. You see what it says? I don't want to spoil it for the crew.
The hand-drawn Greta.
Uh huh. Why don't you tell me what you're finding there?
I open up the letter and I see we got a map here. Looks like a map of the complex.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, so
So does it look like they're heading to where the communications link up is?
yeah, the communications area is definitely up where they are. And see, it's area 9 on this map.
Well, I think we should probably go help them. Let's get some communications up now.
So, what do you guys want to do? I don't have my.
Is that all I
Okay.
find? Nothing else?
That's all you find was that hand drawn note.
Is there any least smashed computers in the command center that are usable?
You see that, guys? I just put that note on the screen now for everybody can see. I heard you beat me.
I could have done that. I didn't even know. Okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm starting to get a hang of this.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's just intuitive. I really like it. And then if you guys, It ain't let me do that. I'm sorry. Yeah, we wanted to look at the computers. Well, you know what? You roll me a 2d10
Ooh.
as you start to. I'm sorry. B-Man, our teamster, who's looking at the computers to see if they can be repaired or anything like that. Um, roll me a 2d10 if you would, and you can do that with the purple die button in the bottom left. Just you're thinking it'll take about 12 hours to repair this. I mean, if you guys, um, have some, do teamwork or have some clever ideas. I mean, there's maybe the possibility you can maybe, you know, uh, cut that time in half. But it looks pretty, rough. And you're thinking it's going to take a good 12 hours to get anything in this room fixed.
Well, the scientist assists me with his computer tool that he uses as an output. My engineering, we get probably half that time to fix this stuff. Well, the android and the marine can check out the med bay, which is close by, while we close the door to the command center while we work on that. Also, did the android find any breach of entry into the command center?
I heard you telling him that, but he speaks for himself. So
Uh, did
I
you
am
look
going to
at?
do a damage assessment. I'd like to check and see what the situation is with the comms, but you already mentioned that. I would like to check for breach of entry, and then I'd also like to check the body.
okay. Um, you guys are not seeing or hearing any pressure differences. I mean, I guess the way to check for entry, you don't see any smashed windows or anything like that. I mean, if you're looking for cracks in the habitat, that will require smoke gear. And you have to sit there and probably take
Um,
his.
just looking for major
Yeah,
signs
you
of a
you
break-in
don't see
here.
any major signs of forced entry or thing. I mean, you see, that there's been a hell of a riot that occurred in here, a lot of shooting, and as you're looking around, you see a lot of the destruction up around the marine that's laying up against the thing. You do see that he seems to be uh, suffering from a single gunshot wound to the head. One hand of his, as you approach closer, sort of hanging down from your vision, the far side. That one hand holds a revolver. In the other hand, he has a piece of paper. You look at him and you see his hands. You're looking at the gun, and your attention is drawn to the hands. With the gun and the paper that are in it, and you see that he's got paper cuts again all over him, and dangling sort of in between the desk and the chair and his body and some of the controls. You see dog tags as well.
I'll investigate the dog tags first, updating my mental notes on his condition.
You grabbed the dog tags first, you said?
Yeah, if I can't already
Yeah.
read them, I'm gonna move them so I
Well, you
can.
can certainly, without having to lift his body from the scene of the accident, a crime, murder, suicide. I don't know. Um, you can certainly just grab the tags as they're hanging there and look at them, and it appears that you found the body of Second Lieutenant Kaplan, who I believe is on your job mission.
Yeah, I'm gonna update my mental mission notes, repeat the procedure. I know the Marine did take one tag, save that for him, and then I'm gonna look at the note.
Okay, and as you grab the note, I'm going to share another thing with you guys. It should come in. Let me pull it down into your notes first. Make it public. It just went public. It's called Samsa VI org chart. and I'm going to pull it into the game.
Yeah, I
So
saw
you-
it. You already had it there. Cool.
I had it in when?
Very nice.
Oh, you already had it on the map. I just looked around. I just moved the map around a little bit, and I saw it on the side.
Yeah, so you guys have just found that, and you just found the platoon commander, Second Lieutenant Kaplan, and I think you found Lance Corporal Xavier from the Zigzag Squad. If you look at that closely,
And that's all we found out of all these people so far.
well, you found two people.
What
Two
about
people. You found
that dead woman?
that was the first person you found. That was Lance Corporal Xavier,
Xavier.
and you found the dog tags only on her.
Okay.
And here on the Second Lieutenant Kaplan, you found a gun, which is still hanging from his hand, and this org chart. So, anybody have any questions about the org chart? I mean, we can go meta for a second, or
No, it's
No
good.
questions about the
No,
chart.
that's good.
Thanks for sharing.
Pretty
yep,
neat.
yep. So, yeah, you do see, like I said, you see um, Lieutenant Commander Kaplan there. His tags are hanging from his neck, as well as a rather nice revolver that he appears to have used to put a single gunshot wound to his head. And my team, sir, are you starting on those 12 hours of anticipated work?
I'm just getting work with my helmet on.
You're doing what?
No, I have my helmet on still. But yeah, I'm still working on it.
So you're starting now. So we're at 53 hours now for return of geosynchronous orbit, guys. So we're at the third hour, okay? Sound about right?
Yeah.
Roger.
So what do you guys want to do? You're here in the command center. It appears that in the 53rd hour, our teamster begins trying to repair a 12-hour job for computers. You don't know if it's comms, power equipment, radar, life support. You're not even sure, what everything here is. There's no heavy comms tower right here, but there is a terraforming base as well. The terraforming base is, north of you guys. You may not have been told that in your briefing by Moss, but you guys were aware of that, we'll say, going into the job description. So maybe what you're looking for to fix all all communications may be here and maybe at the maybe another location.
I kind of yelled to the scientist, "Are you gonna help me?"
We have we gotten into the room yet? We were heading back.
You guys can, like I said, you were doing. I forgot when I went back to the android checking the room.
We had finished checking the body. I think we
So
were
you-
about to head back.
So you guys come into the room here, into the command center, and see and hear the rigmarole that occurred. And what do you guys want to do next?
It appears that Lieutenant Kaplan ended his life prematurely. I'll hand the
Yeah,
dog tag over to the Marine.
I'll go over and see what Corn's doing. So Corn, what's going on?
How do you know my nickname? Okay, I'm fixing the machinery here. I could really use your computer skills in helping me fix it.
Is there even a communication array here?
Well, it's good to find out, and if I can, I could probably pull up some schematics for the area to tell us what's what and where's where.
How long do I think it's going to take to fix this?
Well, for me, 12 hours by myself, but if you were to help me, maybe cut that down by half, maybe?
I would like to first. I want to look around and see if I think there is communications around here. If this is a strong communication, is that what the computer looks like?
Well, if not, I could maybe set some short range for the area. Maybe.
I don't know if we have. Uh, um, I don't disagree with that, and I think your skills are good, but I don't know if we have 12 hours to waste here. I think if
Then you
there's an
can.
issue with if this is not the main communication array, we probably need to go to the terraforming base.
Then I'm like,
And it
then
said
feel
that there
free to
was
check the
like,
rest of the place and check for bodies, key cards, whatever. Just lock the door behind you, and I'll just work in here for 12 hours while you guys check out the rest of the base.
I don't know if it's a good idea to leave you here.
I
You
gotta go.
guys, you guys hear um, that sound that the android and the teams heard, and this is the first time both my scientists and Marine are hearing it. But you hear the sound of metal just violently bending and shaking, and you know you're thinking it might be the wind from outside, but it's certainly coming loudly like from down this hallway. And yeah, so
Could
you
someone,
guys keep.
could someone please close the door quickly?
So
R3.
we just hear banging, like thumping or really loud. Like
Oh, yeah, like
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 metal twisting, like something twisting metal.
Jay,
it sounds more like I could go get my. You've never seen my sheet metal? It sounds like a piece of sheet metal shaking.
Okay.
oh,
Like
Jay,
old time movie Thunder.
Yeah, exactly.
please
I
close
got a
the
piece
door.
out in my game room.
Yeah.
J3, can you please close the door?
Uh,
Certainly.
there's an armory, and I believe that there were vehicles in that. There. What? Did you say there's a motor pool or something?
There's you guys saw. Well, you can look at your map.
The,
Uh,
the med
and the
base is
map.
right next door.
There's a garage and there is an armory,
I think
and
maybe
that's
we should go on and go check and down towards that armory. I think if they were holding anything off, they would have went to the armory. That's where the firepower's at, and see if there's any vehicles because I didn't see a communication array here. And if we can't get help, we don't need to waste 12 hours. I mean, I
You
don't
can
think
do
you
that.
need to stay here and sacrifice your life.
I'm not sacrificing my life. I'm just saying close the door behind you, check out the surrounding areas, do a quick clear while I work on this, or you can help me try to close down the time, maybe get it to 6 hours instead of 12. See if you can help.
no, I think one man on the job's good enough. We need all the manpower to fight whatever that is that's killing all these people. So
Can you close the doors behind you so it doesn't jump me?
Cornelius, yeah,
All right.
you take care of this yourself. We're gonna go.
Well, close the door behind you. I don't want to be jumped by whatever that is.
Yeah, we'll close the door.
That direction is where that sound is coming from. I think we should go back through here and go down.
Well, hold on, man. I think we should check out the sound first. We don't want this thing coming at our back. Let's go for this thing. Let's take out this thing, whatever it is. Let's head it straight on.
All right,
what I mean?
I'll lock and load then. Yeah, I'm behind you.
all right. So who's going to lead the way? Our strong and very sexy Max Planck,
Yes.
our very smart and sage scientist, or academically acute android. Is that our marching order? You
Yeah.
guys, there's a good 2 meter hallway here. You go walk breast to breast, arm to arm if you want, or single file, doesn't matter to you. But as you come down to this sort of break in the hallway here, you see the garage door. It says garage right here, and there's a large garage door. Sadly, there's no porthole in that door. And you see the hallway here with the little signage here, this back wall of that little area right there. On the end of the hallway you're in, leading to the northwest. There's an arrow pointing to the north saying garage. And then there's an arrow pointing to the left saying armory. and there's also a thing below armory that says crew quarters. What do you want to do? As you're there, I'd assume you're being quiet,
Oh yeah,
close order
yeah,
cover.
yes, and
You're
I'm.
hearing that sound, and that sound now you're thinking it's coming from the garage. You're hearing, it could be the fucking garage door itself just getting blown by the wind, because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like tin metal either is being, or wait, you're hearing scraping too, maybe. But yeah, you're hearing mostly just the sound of thunder and metal being sort of blown or bent or sort of. I mean, the most you guys are in a adrenaline filled situation. You've already seen signs of critters. You know the backstory. You're fearful, but the most logical thing to you would be that's the wind, is what I'm thinking. But you can
Okay,
go in there.
that kind of lightens me up a little, because I think that the garage door is just being hit by the wind and like shaking. All of us have heard that, so I kind of breathe a sigh of relief, as well. You'll check out the garage and see maybe we can get to terraforming base.
You guys check out the armory. I'll check out the garage. Make sure it's clear.
You sure you want to go in alone, especially since we hear something? I mean, it may not be the wind.
I'm not gonna go in. I'm just gonna clear it from the door. I'm just saying there might be
Okay.
some grenades or some explosives that we could use in that armory over there.
In that case, I'm gonna go to where it says armory
Yeah. So
in that direction.
take the android with you. I'm just gonna cover this garage here. I'm not going in. I'm just gonna cover it.
Okay, Joe, you with me?
Eager to assist.
So as you guys go to the armory, there is a security door here, but it appears to have been left unlocked, and it's open. And as you make your way in, you see the armory. It looks sort of like this. Um, there's lockers on each side of it, and but in the center of the room, right in the center of the floor, I gotta get the notes because I'm just doing this by memory here. You see like just like a huge, the rugged interior. There's metal cage line lockers. Uh, there's a inner door, and it appears to have been just like blasted off the door, and it's like blown inside into the armory. The inner outer door, we'll call it. And in the middle there's this giant pile of melted metal. You're thinking, this might be the remnants of what was stocked in here, because all the lockers you're seeing over here on the left, I'm sorry, on the right, and that are on the left as well. Um, you would they're opened and there's nothing inside them, and if you guys, and they all look empty. All the lockers are empty, but this is all you see here in the armory. This huge pile of what looks like melted metal. I mean, you can certainly look at it to see if you can glean more from this thing. Um,
Well, there's obviously no weapons, but I will check around just to see if I can figure out. This seems very weird.
I mean, you're looking at it and you don't know if it's. I mean, you're seeing that. That there's parts that just look like things were fused, like through melting, through extreme heat. But then there's also like parts of these guns joined that appear to be almost stuck together with like a metal webbing, or maybe it was just the way the metal melted in the heat. But it's yeah, it's just a melted mess, and it doesn't appear like any scrap of melted metal you've ever seen before.
Is there any sign of like any like heat source or anything that like or a fire or anything like that? Does it?
In this room, there's not. There is a small reactor in here, a small heat source. Uh, for the This appears where the base servers are also located, or at least some servers. So it appears that or they're not servers. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. No, they're just all empty military cases of empty weapons. This was a heavily armed thing, it appears, and these drawers are all empty. But no, there's no heat source in here.
Does it look like it was like melted, like with like acid or something like that?
Um, an
Like just
acid that that,
lag
that
together?
it appear acid. I mean, my perception, at least, I'm not sure about your scientific ideas, but most acids would corrode and destroy rather than fuse. Um, 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 amines in particular is at the opposite end of the acids. It's actually caustic and acid have very similar effects, I believe, and neither of them really seem to be the culprits in this thing. It appears more to be either some kind of combination of heat, uh, maybe synthetic material, whether it be plastics, metal, some odd metal, but it just appears that they're all forged together into a molten mass.
Well, this seems to be a waste of our time, Joe. Now let's report back to the lieutenant.
So you
Very
guys
well.
head out. Android, do you have more?
No more. I'm ready.
All right, so we have our Marine Max Planck outside the door of the garage. What do you care to do, Mr. Marine?
Joe,
The lights are flashing.
did you find
You're
anything?
hearing.
There, it looks like there was a huge weapons store here, and if anything was left, it's all melted into a pile of slag in the center of the armory.
You can get nothing.
Everything,
Not even a bullet.
nothing, not even a bullet. Everything was empty. All the lockers were emptied out. All the cases, all the weapons were gone, and what was left was just melted into a slag pile in the center of the room. Which I don't even want to really consider what could have put out that much heat. So,
They used all
Um,
that. They used all that, and still they all died.
I'm not sure if they got to use it. I think there may have been other issues involved here.
Well, okay. So I'm gonna go in this room now. Cover me, okay?
All right.
I'm gonna walk in the room.
have a gun out now.
So you open the garage door, and that's in fact what this is. It's a large bay garage, um, and you see a APV armor personnel carrier, one maybe two, second one further back in the garage. It's real dark, but over in the darkening corner, you see a marine there, digging in the ground. You're hearing it's like scratch, 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 and he's furiously digging it. I mean, you made some noise coming into here, certainly with the door opening, and maybe even a lack of silentness on your thing, on your cells. But and you're seeing, the garage doesn't look too great. I mean, it's dirty, and you know that where that marine is digging, it's like he's standing in a puddle of water and dirt, and you see him as he's digging. You see his dog tag swing. You see a fallen power line that appears to have fallen from the ceilings is near the hole. It's not sparking or anything like that. In the garage, you also see a tool bench with, you don't know what's on there, but you can see stuff, a bunch of shit on there. There's, it looks like some barrels of fuel, and you look at what may be a backup generator in the near corner of the room. We'll say over here in the far left of the room,
Just what there?
over here. It looks like maybe fuel cans and a a modest backup generator.
So I don't see any blood and guts in this room.
No blood and guts. No.
So I approaching that Marine slowly but cautiously. I have my gun and I'm checking around as I walk slowly. I yell out,
Yeah,
Marine,
I'm gonna
Marine.
stay about 2 paces behind him.
Marine.
Why don't you guys
What are you
bring your
doing?
tokens in for me? Here, I'll bring them in.
All right.
We got sexy, smart, and solid.
You're talking about him sexy and smart.
All right, you could be both.
All right, I'm gonna stay a
They're
little
not
back.
they're not mutually exclusive. Look at me. I'm getting jealous. I haven't time to get another drink yet. It's probably good for everybody in the audience because I'm not drunk yet. But all right. So, Sergeant, what do? You holler out to him. He remains nonplussed, unfazed, continues digging in the ground. You do see that he's wearing grenades on his back, a strap of grenades. I don't know if you can see them there, but there is a strap of grenades on his back.
I'm yelling to the Marine. Marine. I'm yelling and trying to get his attention. Is he acknowledging me?
No, he's just digging away.
Lieutenant, I think something's wrong. Don't.
Obviously something's wrong, but
Something's not right.
I want to go see what's up. I could shoot him, but maybe he's just
How
a
about
little
shooting? No, don't
out of
shoot
there.
himself.
No, I'm gonna walk up to him.
Is there any debris around we can pick up and throw towards him?
No.
No, not really. No, I mean, if you got close enough, there's probably some dirt. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna walk right up to him, and I'm gonna put the gun right at his head, and I'm gonna take the gun, the end of the rifle here, and I'm just gonna poke his head with it.
Okay.
I got my gun trained on him the whole time. Something fishy is up.
Well, as you do that, hang on a second. Let me. I'm doing the wrong thing here. Clear, reveal. Here, this is how I do it. Oh, fuck me. I fucked up. There we go. I'll fix it. So as you touch him with the butt of your rifle, automatically his head falls to the back of his neck, and this crab-like creature crawls out of his body. I'm having a problem with my token here. Hang on a second here.
Shoot it.
And as you do it, first off, you're the first to see it. I'm going to make everyone throw a sanity save. Not a fear save, but a sanity save. Or if you think of fear is more appropriate to your character, just tell me so.
I like sanity.
Try and get my tokens to line up here. Tell me how you did on those rolls.
Let's see.
Failure.
That is a fail too, and that is not good. That is not good for everyone else too.
Talk about that trauma response there, Jonathan.
Yep.
Well, you guys are all actually throwing in you actually have to throw it at disadvantage. So you need to throw it again to see if you crit fail because you're in the presence of an android. So try to remember your trauma responses, guys, for me because I forget shit.
I think Android's only for fear saves, though, right? You said this was sanity?
Oh, yeah, that's fear. You're right. Thank you. Perfect.
Yeah, I passed my sanity.
All right. Anybody that
Yeah, I
failed their
failed
sanity roll take 1 point of stress and tell me how that affects you.
Well, I take 1 point of stress, and everyone else takes 1 point of stress too.
Nice. The hits keep coming.
So I freak out, and I just like shoot. I start firing at this creature because I'm just like unloading this my clip into it.
Well, I'm sorry, guys, but how'd you do on that sanity save? Who
I
failed it?
failed.
Who passed it? Well, let me tell you why
I
you threw that
passed.
sanity. Yeah, why you threw that sanity save? Because when this thing cracked out of his head, you heard this shriek, this ungodly crab shriek, a crab song, if you would, a Kriegslied, and it pierces through your brain. Those of you that failed your insanity roll, you feel it go in through your ears and start to almost etch its scream on the inside of your skull, almost carving those notes within your brain. You hear, all of a sudden you hear like incoherent chittering in your heads, and all of a sudden you feel your body break out in paper cuts. As you look down, you see these small wounds. As the sound travels through your body, these wounds open up, and they open up almost like mouths, screaming this shriek again into your ear. And you may have been infected. Should we stop there, or should we finish the battle?
Well, I think it's a good spot to stop. It's already been
I think so.
Yeah, because the battle can take a
Midnight.
long time, right?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
There's more to do in this garage too.
Yeah. So
Well, yeah. So, who of my guys have heard the shriek?
I haven't.
Well, you've all heard it, but who been affected by it?
Well, I failed, but I'm not real close to him. I don't know how that affects it.
Oh no, you know whoever failed their sanity has these paper cuts. And does our android fail?
Yeah.
And our android, even he sees to see slight little flashes of corrosion appear on his rather waxy and polymer-like bioflesh. I don't know. Why don't you tell me how you see those paper-like cuts affect you, Joe J03?
He's going to see them in the same manifestation as if he were human, with his skin and his blood poking out in horrific fashion.
And our good Jonathan Anderson, hopefully you both took that additional stress point as well. And Jonathan, if you want to close the evening and tell me how this scream, as it carves its maddening melody on the inside of your cranium, please tell me how you're feeling affected.
I look down and see these little things on me, and I hear this like scream in my head as if something's. And I shove my hands again against my ears, and I start screaming to try to drown out the scream that's going on and echoing in my head.
And as you are affected by this scream, and you see another one of your Marines being torn apart with a monster, a crab-like monster, crawling out and looking at Max Planck in the eye, we will stop there for the evening and return to Samsa VI and the distress signals in 2 weeks' time.
yeah.
Thank you all.
All right.
Thanks so much. Yeah.
That was great, Mad Bard. I'd have to say that was an awesome job. You put a lot of work into this, and I couldn't have not done as good as myself, man. That was awesome, man. That
I
was
just
great.
try to keep it moving, you know?
All
I like
the
when you,
graphics, the effects, and your descriptions, everything's good. And that creature at the end, oh my god, is that from the book?
that's directly from the book, yeah. That's the art from the book.
That's,
So yeah, I enjoyed it. And Quest
that was
Portal, let
very
me tell you,
disturbing.
Quest Portal is so easy to load. It takes no time to build a game in that. So, it's not perfect. It's just recently been come out of its beta stage. But I've been with the guys for a while, kind of doing some testing for them. And it's a couple guys out of Iceland, and they're sweethearts of guys. They answer everybody's question. They're coding furiously. I mean, They make changes constantly, always adding some cool stuff. And I think they're not about making money. I mean, sure they got to make money, but they're real lovers of bringing this to people. I think so. I like them. They're both good guys, and think about going to visit them in Iceland soon.
No, Iceland. That sounds like fun.
Well, there's grayling in Iceland. There's grayling in Iceland, so that's why I want to get up there.
Well, Iceland's a beautiful place. It's
I think they have that in Canada
You been
too.
yeah.
All right. So we got to just roll till the Jacobo. So we got to roll on the camera till the stream stops, so it doesn't screw up the cameras. But we can talk about games. Well, there's a lot more. You can learn more. I mean, you guys are in the heat of the action, but you guys left a lot of rooms unchecked. Maybe you'll have some time, or if you survive, the digging marine.
Do you think it'll just take one more session, or do you think it'll take longer to complete this scenario?
Well, this scenario will likely. What'll happen is what I'm thinking is there's a fight, right? We're in a fight now, melee. That's going to be a bit because there's a couple things that could happen, and then the rest of the stuff. I mean, I don't want to blow it for you guys, and there's always a chance of random encounters, right? But you see me rolling them D6s when you're talking too much. I'm like, no, not for D6. Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely finish this one. But the thing is, we can, if we're too fast or too slow, I don't think we'll be too slow in a 2.5 hour run. But if we're too fast, we can take the next step, and you guys might jump right into the next step. I don't know. I mean, I had the next chapter prepared. The next chapter is called Hive Mind. It's prepared, ready to roll. So, depending on your actions, it really depends on where we roll. You do have a few more things to find, which would be beneficial. But
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say it was one more session. We could just do it next week and then do a break and then do the next one. But yeah, 2 weeks is good.
I got I got a wife to keep happy, brother.
Yeah, that's I know.
She don't like giving up sexy every day. You know what I'm saying?
I just
I had a great time with my wife, but we have
like how I went the last
yeah, every
game.
week. I know every week's too much. Yeah,
Your shit.
but I'm just worried about Murky Nights. Murky Nights, I don't know.
What nights?
Murky.
Murky Nights will have
working.
Walking Dead next week. You'll have Walking Dead next week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Walking Dead's next week. Yeah. That would mean you'd have to do 2 in a row, so you don't want to have that. So,
Well, I still think I'm 18. I might be able to.
Okay, yeah, 2 weeks is good, especially for a longer campaign. I'm in that Dragonbane, so
This book could be big. There's 5 chapters in it. Chapter 2 has totally like 3 whole different scenarios you could go into. It's almost like a sandbox, man. It's huge.
oh my
Did we
god.
prepare another character for next time?
Well, like I said, I got you for a 2-game commitment. Next chapter, you guys have right of first refusal. And if you guys don't want to play, you don't like me, you don't like the game, you scheduling conflicts, whatever, we can bring in the next players. Like I said, we'll try and get figure out what happened with tonight's players, and I don't know. I'm not too forgiving usually, but
Well, we got spots for 5, so
yeah, spots for 5. And Merc, if you want to join the game, there may have been a little confusion today. Holler at me. I'll get you the books and what you need to play, and we'd love to have you because you're our favorite.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
At least we know you're watching. That's why it's like it's all for our ego.
I had a blast. I thought it was great. Joe, I hope I didn't ruin your your dark secret right off the bat. I apologize if I did.
I love how all 3 of you got infected immediately encountering the first monster.
That's great. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe. Good.
No, go ahead.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I was going to say, Jokabu, like, a pleasure to have you here. I loved your android acting. Your voice of the
Yeah, it was
android's great. And I heard you wanted in The Walking Dead. You're always saying you wanted in The Walking Dead. We're going to try and get you in there, man. Maybe I could fit like another square in there or something, okay?
All right. That'd be awesome.
Cameo. We'll get you a cameo role.
You want me to
Cameo means you're gonna die.
Yeah, a lot of people want to play that Walking Dead. I should have like 10 boxes, have like a whole actual
Well, that's what
haven.
you think. You say, oh, I've got a special role for you. It's a special cameo. One episode.
I won't
hold
get
this
too
bomb.
attached,
Carry this bomb for us, will you?
basically. No, I'm happy to be the whipping boy. I'm happy to be the guy that you all hate for a couple of sessions, whatever.
I think we're gonna all head towards Angry Marcus on that, or Fisk. Me. I listened to the thing. I was like, man, I was so stupid in that last episode. You should all stop
It's
me.
causing more trouble than the Marcuses and Bennett are put together.
I am a provocateur. How we do on viewership today? We get any extras?
Oh yeah, we had a lot of MotherShip fans out there. Yeah, we were higher than average viewers for sure. Yeah,
Oh, awesome.
yeah.
Right.
Even
Well,
now,
I put
yeah.
out- I put out a few little posts a couple places. So hopefully that.
When I never met MotherShip game, just do Teamster shit.
Teamster shit's good. How will we roll for, Darrow? I'm ready.
Okay, everybody, thanks for coming out. We're going to see you, tomorrow night we got on Wolfkin's channel. Me and Nefarious are going to be on there. We're playing the new Free League game, Dragon Bane. If you want to see some fantasy there, you could see us there on Wolfkin's channel. And other than that, our next stream here on Omegon TV, we have The Walking Dead, which is favorite around. That's next Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, we'll see you then. Have a good night, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.
Peace. There will be blood.